Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Is she satisfied or dissatisfied? She is just a customer, just like everyone else. Like always, giving it to you raw and unedited. Over to you, the short one.
Welcome to another podcast this week. Oh gosh, I'm still suffering from this heat. Do you know what I've decided? I think I'm going to turn the oven on full heat and take out the inner trays and just go inside the oven, shut the door, because I'm sure that's going to be a lot cooler than it is out here. It is boiling. I don't think it's right. It's not right. Come on, snow, where are you? And it's meant to rain as well. Where the hell is that? I mean, I wouldn't mind like rain splashing on me, but then again, it's going to be warm, most likely, and that's going to be ugh. And then those stupid ants with wings, they're going to attack me, so I don't want that. So forget that. Scrap that. Just bring back winter. I want winter to come, right? Just winter. Forget Christmas. We don't need Christmas. Just bring back winter. Because seriously, I'm so sure that my oven on full heat is a lot warmer. I think that's what I'm going to do. So my next podcast might be in the oven. Oven. See, yeah. Apparently I say oven wrong. But anyway, doesn't matter. So, what's happened this week of my customer experience in this heat? So, update on my butchers. I've given up on my butchers. I've given up completely. So, that's the end of it. You're not going to hear about me going on about my butchers anymore. I'm done. Whatever. It's over. I didn't get a Dear John letter, but you know what? I'm done. But the other day when I was walking, and where was I? I don't know the name of the street, but around the bed shop is at the top of the high street, and there's a butcher's I saw along there, and I got so excited. You know, like literally, I was like a little kid again. I'm not sure if I skipped or bopped in my walk or had a little bit of swag. I'm not sure, but I got so excited, and I popped my head in, and I didn't see any ribs, and I was like, oh no, oh gosh. I literally am just wanting ribs that I can just marinate my own way, put them in the oven, you know, do a slow cook for about 100 hours and just let the spices and the marinade just go into that meat. And then when it comes out, it's all lovely and soft. Then I have to floss my teeth after. You know, I miss all that. I really miss all that. But I don't know where to get ribs from except Tesco. So, Tesco have got their own version of ribs. And I have to say it, but I have bought them, I think 3 times in total. And it breaks my heart every time I pick up that pack. Because all I just see in there is just bones. Just the bones. I hardly see any meat on it. And I just think, oh. Then I go and pay for it, and I'm literally crying inside. My heart's broken. And even when I'm walking out the store, I mean, if people saw me, they must be thinking, are you all right, love? But no one approaches me. But I must look like a real sorry sight. And then, you know, when I marinated, I'm just marinating bones, to be honest. Put it in the oven. I'm just cooking bones. It's hardly any meat on it. Hardly. It's like, oh, are you serious? Whoever's chopping these pieces up, where is that bit of meat? Where is it? You know, And the thing is, so far the ones I've seen, I'm talking about the plain ones. I'm not talking about the ones that are already marinated by them. The plain ones. It's only one version, so it's not like there's a Tesco Finest where you get like, I don't know, 1 millimeter more meat on it. To me, it's like, seriously, where the fuck are my ribs? Anyway, so I don't know what I'm going to do about the ribs. I really don't. But I think I'm craving them for them more because now I know that I can't get the ones like the butcher style ones, because the butcher style ones are the best ones because they're the more meaty. And anyway, before I start crying, I don't want to cry just yet on the podcast. So I've been contemplating, like, because I had to park far, because again, if you live in the town centre, you don't get the luxury of parking, like having your car right outside your doorstep. The luxury, I guess, is the fact that you are in the town centre. So for me to actually go out, to go somewhere else to go and get my groceries is like a chore in itself. Like having to go to my car, I mean, I have to practically contemplate getting an Uber or a taxi or a cab, whatever, or a plane, or a hot air balloon, or to ride on Superman's back. But, so it's that whole thing, that whole build-up of, I have to go away to the car, and then get my shopping trolley and all that kind of stuff, and then afterwards park my car, and then come away back to, the flat and everything. So that's why I tend to shop a lot more at Tesco's, unfortunately, and sometimes Marks and Spencer's to treat myself, especially with my rewards card. So I just think that, I wish there'd be like other stores to get like groceries and stuff, because I would say that shops need to capitalize more on lazy shoppers like me, because I will be in the town centre. I am that customer that you'd want, because I am loyal. I mean, look at me with my butchers. I mean, goodness me. If they turned up, I don't know if I would hug them, punch them. I have no idea, but I'm so loyal to them. So, that would be great. Which brings me on to when I walked into a shop, which I'm not going to mention because it's a small business. So I walk in this shop and I was, because I saw some nice stuff in the window. So I was looking to purchase. I wasn't just window shopping. And I'm not really a window shopper type. If I do, I just pop my head in and then pop my head out. I don't browse going through racks and stuff. No. I don't do that. But yes, I'm in the shop and I see what I liked, and I was looking around at other stuff. I thought, okay, it might be other stuff I like. If I like one thing, there's probably going to be something else I like in there. And I'm a sucker for impulse buying. So it's just, I'm the only person in the shop and the shop person. And I'm looking through, and I kid you not, when I walked in, the woman looked up at me. I smiled. I didn't really get a smile back, but it doesn't matter. She was busy writing up something. And so I went in there and I was sort of like looked at the item that I saw and was thinking, okay, what else do I like here? And I was in the shop for probably, let's say, 5 minutes. Do you know what? I didn't even get so much as a glance. I didn't get a, hi, how can I help, or anything like that. Now, I know that sometimes, I am someone, if I go in a shop, sometimes I don't want to be asked, do I want help? And then you're hovering around me, in my personal space. But considering in this intimate environment of just me and shop person, you'd think that there would have been some kind of acknowledgement. And I kind of felt to myself, well, you know what? That's kind of put me off my purchase. Kind kind of put me off. And the thing is, I really like this bag as well, but I really did like it. But I just, the atmosphere in the room was just one of where I thought, you know what, I'm walking out of here, which I did. And I left there kind of thinking, you know what, I was about to spend some money here. You know, was it that my money wasn't good enough, or like, what was it? Well, I don't understand. Money's money, right? You know, we're all struggling here, and I'm sure if you're a shop owner, you're probably just as struggling as much as I'm struggling, just, you know, whatever. But the fact that you had a potential customer who was actually going to buy something and you couldn't even acknowledge my presence, to the point where I kind of felt negativity vibes. I don't know what kind of negativity vibes, but I just felt like it's a horrible atmosphere where I kind of thought that, all right, if I spend X amount on this one item, which wasn't exactly cheapo, would I have just got a, there you go, bye. Not even a smile or whatever, you know. And I just thought, you know what, it's too hot. I can't deal with this kind of shenanigans. I can't deal with it. It's too hot. You know, it's nice and cool in this shop. Yeah, I get it. But this is how bad you've made me feel. I'm actually leaving to go out into the sweltering heat. Like, into the sweltering heat. And the thing is, I know that if I really, because I really like this particular bag, but if I was looking for a bag, I know that I would have probably gone to a bigger store, you know, a bigger chain to buy a bag. But I didn't leave my flat to say, oh, I'm going to buy a bag. I just happened to be walking past this shop and thought, oh, wow, that bag's really cool. That bag's really nice, you know. But I just thought, well, at least I've saved my money. I'll just keep it, you know, whatever. But it's to me, it was just a sad case, really. And it wasn't good. Not at all. Let's take a quick break. So www.iamjustacustomer.com, which obviously is the website. And on Facebook and Instagram, I am just a customer. And on Twitter, it's I'm just a customer. So don't forget to say hello or whatever. I don't know, I'm too hot to push you. Do what you like, it's too hot, you know. Yeah, wherever you're listening to this, if you want to share it, share it. If you don't. You know, I've come to that point. I'm still in the ad break, by the way. I've come to that point where it's like, I can't be arsed. It's just too hot. So, yeah, so don't forget those details I've just given you. Anyway, so when I was in Tesco, starter time, when I was in Tesco the other day, it was during lunchtime, and I went there to get my bits and bobs. And as usual, as expected, it was as if they were giving out free stuff. I hope they weren't, because I didn't see it. But it was as if they were giving out free stuff. And literally, it was... The queues were like a snake. It was ridiculous. There was long queues, especially the checkout. It was... to the point where the queue, I'm sure it was organised, but then it became disorganised. So it was just like a case I didn't even bother. I didn't know who was at the end of the queue. I didn't know where to join from, you know. And for me, it was like, okay, let me give priority to others. So let other people deal with all that checkout business. So then I thought, okay, let me just join the normal queue. Again, normal queue, long. And then I went on my little tiptoes just to look at the tobacconist area. And what do I see? No one in the queue. Oh, well, one person was being dealt with at the checkouts in the cigarette bit. But there was no one in the queue. So I took my little basket, which knocked into my thigh, which hurt a little bit. But no pain, no gain. And I literally was hurdling over people, hurdling over the checkouts, because I just literally did a high jump, landed, and I was next. Been served, left the shop, turned round, like models do, and your hair just, when your hair just flicks, turned round, like, I'm back, bitches. And I could still see people queuing. I could literally still see people queuing. And I thought to myself, wait a minute. There's staff members hovering around, even checkouts if they really wanted to. Why did no one shout out to people to say, you know what, if you've got, I don't know if there's a limit with baskets. Can you take a trolley to the cigarette counter? Because those posters of, 5 items or less or 10 items or less, I don't see them there. So I don't understand why no one shouted out to say, if you want to pay, you can go and pay at the cigarette counter. And the thing is, because they've also got one checkout at the back of the store, I bet you any money, like there was hardly anyone there. But there was no one like sort of saying to people, like the post office do. The post office, if there's a long queue, you get a staff member that will go, down the queue and say, what you're doing, do you want to use a self-checkout, and they can reduce the queue numbers. But no, Tesco, they just leave it for a free-for-all. And there's poor people just literally queuing, probably getting agitated, probably getting late to go back to work and all that kind of stuff. But the cigarette counter's empty. Yes, everyone's responsible for themselves, but maybe people are short-sighted. I'm long-sighted. That's why, the only problem I've got is height. I am vertically challenged, people. That's why I had to go on my tiptoes. But to me, it was like, I could see there was no one there. And I don't know if people feel that, okay, if you could only use that counter if you only want to buy cigarettes or Rizzlers or lottery tickets. I'm trying to think what else they do. Or that click and collect thing that's leaving soon. But to me, it's like all it took is for somebody just to bring up their voice level by a few octaves and just say, if you want to queue, some people can come and pay in the tobacco area. I mean, there was nobody there. I mean, when I left there was no one. There was no one. So it would be nice if like Tesco had a bit of, people management, queue management, whatever management. It would be nice. And as for Marks and Spencer's, you're not left off the hook. So I wanted to get a Marks and I was in the mood for sandwiches. I'm not sandwiches. I don't sit there and go, oh, I want a sandwich, sandwich. I always put a G in it, sandwich. But anyway, I don't go, oh, I want a sandwich. Oh, I want to go to, what's that place called? Subway. I'm not that kind of person. If I feel for it, I'll get it, but I don't crave for it, whatever. And so this particular day, I wanted to go and get a sandwich from Marks and Spencer's. And again, it was during lunchtime hours. And I was getting it towards the end of lunch, not towards the end. Let's say about 1:30. Yeah, 1:30. Now, with me and Marks and Spencer sandwiches, because I love Marks and Spencer sandwiches, I make it sound like I go for loads of varieties. I don't. I only go for one, which is the ham, cheese and pickle. Yeah, the ham, cheese and pickle is the best sandwich in Marks and Spencer's. It's nothing, you see, it's not even fancy. You can probably make it at home. I've tried, it doesn't taste the same at all. And it's the best one. That's the one I love, because everything is the right proportion. People might say, oh, they might, don't give you enough ham, or don't give you much cheese, don't give you much pickle. I don't care. For me, it's always been the right amount, and that's why I love it. And it's just a really good concoction. So normally when I go to Marks and Spencer's, which for the sandwich, which St. Albans was my first time, so before it was in Brent Cross in Marks and Spencer's, I could just go in there, grab, I'm out, I'm done. But no, St. Albans, Marks and Spencer's, no. I had literally the whole shelves of the sandwiches were practically empty. And I'm talking about 1:30-ish. Probably even before 1:30. Yeah, so between 1 and 1:30. I don't look at the times all the time, so just whatever, deal with it. But the shelves of the sandwiches didn't give people freedom of choice. And everything was all over the place, like all over the place. So I had to use my eyeballs and strain them by going left, right, up, down, diagonal, whatever, in a circle, semicircle, rhombus shaped, all that kind of stuff, just to try and hunt for my ham, cheese and pickle. And I couldn't find it, so I thought, oh gosh, okay, what's my second best flavour? Which is the chicken and bacon, I think. But whenever I eat that, I'm eating that with a sad face. I don't eat that with a happy face like ham, cheese and pickle. But that's my second flavour. As you can see, I'm not very exotic when it comes to things like this. I'm not very exotic. But that's why I'm a very loyal person. So to me, I'm loyal to ham, cheese and pickle. And then if that's not around, my little bit of fluff is chicken, bacon and whatever it is inside. But anyway, so I saw the chicken and bacon thing and I literally just plucked it off the shelf. I was so fucking pissed off that, like, if it was a person, I think I would have punched it. I'm sounding really violent because it's bloody heat wave out there. Heat wave, temper, I don't know. I'm not a violent person, but it just makes you like short-tempered. So even talking about the story, I'm already getting pissed off. Breathe. Just breathe. But anyway, so I plucked the whatever chicken, bacon shit off the shelf, and I give myself one last glance, and this man had picked a sandwich, and behind it I could see something familiar. So I did a little squat, just a tiny little squat. The rare times I have to bend down because everything's normally my level, I have to go on tiptoes. Did a little squat, and lo and behold, ham, cheese and pickle. The universe answered me. And I was so happy, I just literally flung. I guess that's why everything was disarray, because I just flung the chicken, whatever it was, into whatever section. I don't know where it was, but in the fridge bit. And I grabbed it and I was so happy again. And basically this ham, cheese and pickle, and that's all loads more, was hidden by other sandwiches that people had thrown over. So Marks and Spencer's, please have somebody just there, just to sort of make it neater and keep an eye on things. It's all I ask for, and I'm sure other people ask for, because we don't need to be spending 15 minutes to an hour or two just trying to find a sandwich, and the fact that the shelves were practically empty, some of us, thank goodness my chicken and whatever it was there, because if it hadn't been there, either I'd have to just leave and just deal with it and just, I don't know, go somewhere else or just whatever. But if it was, or maybe my palate would have said, you know what, the short one, maybe it's time to try something new. If I was to try something new, then at least give me some, choices. But, I think the number one hint is during lunchtime hours, maybe it's a good time to replenish, just to replenish the stock, maybe. I don't know what Tesco's like, because I don't really get a Tesco sandwich. I have had in the past, but it wasn't anything to write home about. Hence why I always go back to Marks and Spencer's to go and get it. But, yeah. So that's my thing, which is basically about sandwich. Guess I can talk a lot about sandwich. It's only a bloody sandwich, for goodness sake. I mean, geez, there's bigger things happening out there in the world. Just like, for instance, I bet you in the London mainline stations, there's companies out there that are giving out either deodorant or ice cream or bottles of water or something. And then in shopping centres, there's people doing the same thing too. I remember that Brent Cross, there was somebody giving out like free small, like the tiny cans of like Coca-Cola. It would be nice if St. Albans did the same. You know what? Just something just to cool us down a bit. Just somebody just handing out, I don't know, cold bottles of water or something. You know, now I'm being a bit bad and crafty. Just take out one of the labels and put your shop label on. So we're walking around with your shop label, drinking the water. Even though you don't sell water, you might be selling, I don't know, bits of air. I don't know, whatever. But, you know, it would be nice if there was, I don't know, someone out there just giving us something, because sometimes, you know, you can get a bit thirsty when you're out and about. Says the person who's got like a 2-minute walk to get home. But, you know, but I like that. You know, and that's what I miss about London. When it's like a heat wave, you get all these, okay, they're big companies, but, you know, they're there all day. They can afford to do that. But, you know, for the smaller companies, even if it's just half an hour and just giving out something, it doesn't have to be big. Like, even if it's like a quarter spoon of ice cream and saying, do you want to just taste that ice cream? Oh, you like that? Really? It's over there, our shop. You can get more of it. You know, something. It would be nice. Look at me trying to bring London into St. Albans. But I did like that. I remember when one time in the mainline stations, they were giving out deodorant. I mean, geez, why don't you just say it? Say it. You lot all stink. You know, but then you saw people spraying it. I kind of thought, oh, that's even worse. How can you spray that over your sweat? It's too late, dude. It's too late. You can't do that. It's going to smell even worse. Even worse. Even worse. So I was sad this week. I went into Pound World. Oh. And I did buy things in there. I did. I bought a dehumidifier. Wow, I said that without stuttering. And look at me getting excited. And yeah, it was great. You know, it was cheaper at the till and that. It was great for me. But it was actually sad seeing the empty shelves. You know that famous picture, like if on social media with, is it Jeffrey the giraffe leave at Toys R Us with his suitcase? You know, when I saw that image, the giraffe image on Facebook, I did think, oh my gosh, damn, Toys R Us, then they're going to be no longer. But yes, people lost their jobs, you know, and that's sad. And I know the way I'm sounding, the way I'm saying it makes me sound so insincere, but I'm truly not. But I've been there. I've been through redundancy. I've been there. It's not nice, and because you never know what the future holds, but there is hope. But yeah, so when I saw the picture, it was like, damn. And the thing is, everyone was like, oh my gosh, you know, Toys R Us is going, oh, it's so sad. And I thought to myself, I wonder how many people, you know, who were talking like that. You know, when did you last buy in Toys R Us? I don't have kids, so I'm with a clean conscience, right? Look at me trying to justify myself. And so to me, Toys R Us, I didn't have to go in there, you know, because I didn't need to go in there. But how many people who were like, oh, Toys R Us? Yeah, if you were shopping from there, this wouldn't be happening, you know. You know, yes, it's sad, but where were you when they needed you? When they needed you to spend their cash? Just like the woman I spoke to earlier, she needs to hear this, because exactly, if you have like closing down, shop moving, or administration or whatever, I was going to buy that bag. Just remember that, you know. But anyway, so with Toys R Us, it was, you know, just seeing people's comments and stuff, I kind of thought, I bet you were buying from Amazon or from eBay or from wherever, you know. We didn't go to Toys R Us, did you? So anyway, when I was in Pound World, I did think back of that picture, and I kind of thought, shucks, man, Pound World is going. You know, the realization hit me, and I can proudly say I've invested a lot of money into Pound World, because yes, there's Poundland next door, but what I liked about Pound World was they had different stuff and stuff that I would purchase. Poundland, yeah, there's loads of Poundland, so it's no biggie. And if I wanted to buy something decorative or something, if I bought it from Poundland, someone else is bound to have it. Or if I went to Pound World, it felt more unique. But it was a shame, and it's a shame. So at least Poundland are all stocked up. And speaking of stocked up, they're starting to look, the shelves are getting a bit too cramped. I think whoever's doing the stock, you're getting a bit too excited, you know. There's it's so crazy in there. It's gonna be another place just like Primark, where you have to, I don't know, do some meditation before you go in, and when you come out, or, you know, take some anxiety tablets or something, because in Poundland it's so much stuff. It's you know, so far it's not as messy, but it's getting there. It's getting a little bit messy, but yeah. So Poundland, you know, don't force the issue. Jeez. But yes, so that's really it for this week, I'm afraid. But what I will do is I'll go and check out the oven thing, because I'm sure it's cooler in the oven with it full blast than with this heat. It's crazy. This heat is crazy. So if I haven't melted or spontaneously combusted, I shall speak to you next week. So on that note, love, peace, and hair grease.
Oh, this you crazy mother.